Right, welcome to episode 4 of the Shake Rattle podcast. I'm Richard Shaw, and we're very lucky today to have one of the well-known voices in MMA, Europe, Paddy Pimblett, Liverpool's very own. Thanks for coming on, Pat. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm going to help pass some time in this lockdown, isn't it? I love talking shite anyway, so we might as well.
All right, buddy. Thank you for coming on, mate. But believe it or not, there's a lot of guys in Wales. You know, we've got a lot of supporters in this neck of the woods. So I just thought it'd be great for us to have a conversation and then get to know a little bit more about your past, then, pretty much, buddy. So I'm going to kick it straight off. How old was you when you got into martial arts, and what was your first introduction?
Well, everyone in Liverpool goes and does a little bit of boxing when they're a kid, know what I mean? So I went and I didn't do much. I done about 10, 12 weeks of boxing when I was young. I was looking to fight, and then it just fizzled out. You know what I mean? Lost interest. Just a normal kid for a bit, and then I went to next year when I was 15. And I went on. I had a job. I fought amateur, and then it went on from there. Paul said to me, "Ready to go pro," and I just cracked on from there.
Yeah, did you do any other sports as a youngster, or was it just martial arts and boxing?
No, everyone plays footy, don't they? You know what I mean? wasn't any good, like, but everyone plays footy. Had a little game at goal footy and that, and I liked tennis as a kid. You know what I mean? But I was never that good at that either. So I ended up finding what I was good at an older age.
What was Paddy Pimblett like as a youngster? You know, was he a young lad? Was you into trouble? Was you a bit of a tearaway?
Yeah, you could say that. Like most people are, and was, to be honest, just nothing to do. We just passed our time running around being little shit stones at windows.
So you joined Next Gen with Paul when you was 15. So Paul's been your only coach in MMA, yeah, from day one.
Yeah, he's day one. Paul's been my coach.
Anyone from an outside looking, they can see that you and Paul's got a brilliant relationship as well. You know, what makes him such a special coach as far as you're concerned?
Because he cares about each and every one of us. Know what I mean? Like every single person in that gym, he cares about, like their own son, all his pro fighters. Know what I mean? I call him my second dad. What are you shouting at? Hey. Sorry about that. I mean, he's shouting me. Birds just went in. Yeah, like everyone in the gym he cares about. You know what I mean? I always say to people, he's like my second dad, because he is. Times in life, it's not just the gym. You know what I mean? Other shit's been going on in my life and stuff's been happening. He's the first person. If I was in hospital, he'd be the first person to see me. If I was in jail, he'd be one of the first persons to come and get me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's nice to you. I mean, he's probably somebody there who'd be a big part in your life, even if it wasn't for MMA. If you'd met him, then he's that type of guy, pal. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Like even if it wasn't MMA and like any form of trouble in life and like I need a query, you know what I mean? Paul's one of my go-tos. I'll ring him or I'll text him saying any about this, and he'll always help me out no matter what it is.
That's great. I mean, you know, from my perspective as an outside looking in, your team is very similar to mine. I think you've got a.
Yeah, we say that ourselves, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like they're all like family. You know what I mean? It's like family.
Yeah, and I can see that the relationship that you and and I think that transcends not just the top guys like you know, Chris Fishgold, Molly. I see how you are with the amateurs and the novice pros. You're all there supporting each other, and I think that's quite unique as well, mate. You know, there's not many teams out there, but I see a lot of the traits that I feel that we got in our gym, in your gym, and I think that's what's led to both of our teams being really successful on the circuit, if I'm honest. You catch that then? Sorry, mate, you broke up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you know, mate, it's breaking up. It is a bit.
I've seen other fighters and other coaches and other gyms say there's no loyalty to gyms and coaches, and I don't understand that, because they're the people who've got you where you are. I don't understand the people who lose a fight and then they jump gym, you know what I mean, and they go to a different gym thinking it's going to sort everything. It's not. It's, you know what I mean. If you do that, you're your own worst enemy. You're just blaming someone every time you lose.
And I think that's fighters not taking responsibility for themselves. You know, is they're always looking for blame. You know, it's an issue with the team. It's an issue with the coach. Instead of having a good look at yourself, thinking how can I self-improve in the environment I'm already in.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, your team's a great example where you've got Molly into the UFC, you've got Fishgold into the UFC, you've been a world champion on Cage Warriors, Fishgold and Molly's been world champions on Cage Warriors. So you've got the blueprint there for success. So there's no real need, you know, particularly from my point of view, looking as an outsider, I don't think there's a need for anybody in Liverpool, if they train in your gym, to go and train anywhere else, is there?
Yeah, I don't, you know what I mean. We've had people leave in the past, and 9 out of 10 people who leave in the past, it never bowled favourably for them. So I don't understand why people do it. You know what I mean? Just stick with the people who've got you as far as you are and who you've trusted. And I know people say, oh, certain people can only take you so far, but that's only if it's in your head. They can only take you so far. Yeah,
I agree. And also from a training perspective, you know, you want people around you that you trust. You want somebody that, you know, if you're drilling heel hooks, you want somebody that you know full well is not going to pop your knee out. And if you're having a stand-up spar, you know that somebody's not going to take a cheap shot and try and knock you out.
And I know there's other gyms like that in Liverpool where it happens. People come in for the first session and they try and knock them out. People come in through the first two sessions and people are heel-hooking them and that.
And I don't think it's just Liverpool, Pad. I think that's a problem with lots of gyms around the UK and Europe. You know, I visit a lot of places, and you know, I'm a great believer. We've created teams with kids that have come in from a very young age, you know, grown adults fighting at a really good level, and they're all in it together. They're all looking to help each other out, and I think that's what breeds a success at the clubs.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so you joined Paul at 15. How old were you when you had your first fight? Did you fight at amateur?
Yes, when I was 16. I wasn't meant to fight that night. Someone in the gym got injured. Well, he had an injury like the week before, and Paul said to him, I was fighting on the Saturday, and it was the Friday before, and he said to me, "Can you will you do this fight?" So I said, "Yeah, go ahead, I'll do it."
How many amateurs did you have?
Because 9 amateur won them all.
9 amateur, yeah.
That's why Paul ended up saying. Yeah, that's why Paul ended up saying to me, like, I won all them amateur because I can put on. Remember the Cage Warriors forum?
Yeah.
I put on that bantam weight someone you know what I mean? So Paul ended up saying to me, you might as well just go pro now. And I did when I was 17.
So 17 was your first pro fight, yeah?
Yeah.
So at the moment, you know, you're probably somebody, I'm guessing, that's always in the gym, even outside of fights. Like I said, you've got that friendship group, it's a social thing. What are you doing at the moment during these tough times, during this lockdown? Are you doing any training at all?
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? I'm lucky enough to have I found a punch bag in my cellar, and my brother-in-law is handy enough to get it on the wall for me outside. Before that, all I was doing was runs and like shadow boxing in the house with kettlebells. I've got a rower that I've lent off someone, and I've got some mats out the gym. And Chris Walsh, one of the black belts out of our gym, been my mate since I can remember. Know what I mean? He lives like 6 doors down from me, so he just comes down to ours and we put the mats out and we do a bit of jits in my kitchen. So
fortunate, keeping your hand in a bit then, which you know, and it's not the same as being in that training gym every day, but you know, you've got to make the best of a bad situation. I'm fortunate that our Jack lives with me, so the two of us are doing a bit every day as well, you know.
Like with it wouldn't be too bad if you're not just sitting around all day, bored all the other time, just eating food. I'm just like that with chocolate and just anything what's there. You know what I mean? I'm just bored.
I've just seen on the news that alcohol sales for March went up by 31% compared to last year.
I reckon more than 31%.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a crisis and everybody turns to booze.
Therefore, everyone's going to be alcohol when this is done.
They'll all be alkies and diabetic from the chocolate. I'm like yourself. I'm not a huge drinker, but if I'm sat in the house and I'm bored, first thing I start doing is picking on chocolate, crisps.
Same. I'm a chocolate man myself.
Absolute rubbish, you know.
Like them Easter eggs, mate. They just go get it in one go. Big boxes of them. Just like see you later.
Right, couple of questions on your fight career. Who was your toughest opponent to date? Who, and it can be a win, it can be a loss, but it's just somebody that when that final bell went, you thought, you know, I've been in a scrap there. Who was the toughest opponent?
Well, I know what I always say. This one, me Cage Warriors debut.
Yeah.
I
Who was
fought
that
someone.
against?
It was against someone from London Shoot Fighters called. I don't know. His name is Florian Callum or Callum Florian, one or the other. And like Fishy had been to London Shoot and sparred with him, and like they'd had a good spar. You know what I mean? And like a few people in the gym were worried about me going into that one. Cage Warriors debut against this fella who was, I think his record wasn't even that good. I think it was like 4-1 or something. But he was one of the best guys in London Shoot. He was a wrestler, but he liked to bang.
Yeah.
And it was 7 years ago the other day actually, I think. And it was the hottest day of the year in London.
Oof.
I'll never forget it. I left me gum shield in the hotel, and Adam Ventry on the hottest day of the year, running through London, getting in black taxis. I think the taxis cost like 40 quid there and back to the hotel. Got back, and as soon as he come in, he gave me my gum shield like that, and I went to him, lad, my dad isn't in here, go and get me dad, he's in the boozer down the road. Adam had to run down the boozer and get me out for it. But yeah, after that fight, it was around the piece, going into the third, and he took me down, and I used the cage to crawl on him and take his back, and just stayed there for the rest of the fight. And I swear I'll never forget, at the end of the fight, couldn't lift my arms up and nothing, was absolutely gassed. Yeah. And then it was in, can you remember when it used to be in the Forum, Cage Warriors?
Yeah. I've had a few lads fighting in the Forum, yeah.
You had to go up the stairs to the changing rooms, didn't you?
That's right.
I couldn't walk up the stairs. Danny Roberts had to pick me up and put me on his back and get me up the stairs. Yeah,
you won that fight though, decision, yeah?
Yeah, decision. Like, and then obviously the 5-minute rounds is disgusting. Know what I mean? They are. Like when I fought a Rosa and I'd cut it like just over 8 kg overnight.
Yeah.
And I'd done them 3 rounds, and then I'll never forget it. When at the end of the third round, I sat down to Paul Nellis in the corner and just went, hey, I'm feeling this here, you know. And for 2 rounds, just had to stay away, and I felt it at the end of that one.
That's the Rosa fight for me, you know. Whenever you fight, mate, I'm a supporter of yours. I'm always willing you to win. Do you know what I mean? We've known each other, you know, since you've been in the sport. But
yeah,
there was a bit of criticism after people feeling that Rosa had won the fight. Now I've watched that fight a few times and I've scored it as well. I'm a bit of an MMA guy, so and you won that fight, mate. You won it 3-2, and I can't see what the argument was. You know, there was a few people online, you know, talking a bit of shit to you after. I remember you getting into some debates with it, but for me, it was a clear cut. You'd won the fight 3-2, and you know, did your team, were they confident when that final bell went that you'd won the fight? I've lost you again. I have, Pad. Bear with me. You're back. Are you still there, Pad?
Yeah, I'm fine, to be honest.
Sorry, mate. I lost you then. Did you hear the question? What I asked?
Yeah, about people talking shite on Twitter.
And I felt it was a clear cut 3-2.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. I thought it was clear cut 3-2. I said it after the fight, and then when I watched it back, I said the same.
Yeah. You know, I'm one of these guys. Sometimes I watch a fight and I watch the second time just to make sure that I'm not carrying emotions.
I could understand what I got arguing with the English one. He was saying that Rosa won the fight 4-1, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, what were they watching?
When did you start watching MMA, lad?
No, it was a great fight. I thought, it was a tough fight for you. That was the one where you threw up after the fight, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people still mention that to me to this day. Like, oh yeah, you're the one that spewed up in the cage, aren't you? That gets mentioned to me all the time.
What's your favourite fight of your career? What's not unless it's the one where you've taken the most joy? The title fight?
I've got one of my amateur ones. I've fought someone from Carbon, and there was a lot of bad blood leading into it. Know what I mean? And he pulled out on me, and then I had a T-shirt made with Diaz saying, "Fucking Carl Rigby, don't be scared, homie."
Yeah.
And then like caused all commotion, and like it was a bit of bad blood. Know what I mean? And he ended up winning that fight, won every round. So that was one of them. And then, to be honest, my favourite one of my pros is when I beat Stephen Martin in Newcastle, because he dropped me and he knocked me out with the first shot and woke me back up with the second, and it showed me heart and me determination. Know what I mean? And I won't just lie down and get finished. I scrambled, I got up, fought back, started to come back into the round, and sliced him with an elbow and finished the fight. Obviously, people would expect you to say the title win and that, but that is my favourite win. Know what I mean?
That's your favourite because you overcome a bit of adversity, yeah?
Yeah. I'll never forget us doing interviews after it where he'd proper rock me, and I was dazed. People saying to me, lads, what had you been on there? What had you been on? Had you been on something there when you done that interview? But it was where I'd been knocked out, and I was just like that after it. I think it was one where I was terrorising McGregor.
He was a good talent, Steve. I don't think he's on a circuit now. BJJ black belt. He's a really talented grappler, wasn't he? And he had a couple of good wins. He was on Bama. I remember him fighting on Bama, and I don't think he's competing at all now.
I know, because I think he beat that Jeremy Petley, and he lost. He got beat by Nad, and his losses are to good people and his wins are against good guys.
Yeah,
he fought no bums.
Yeah. You've got obviously a very strong pro team at the Next Gen, but which youngster should we be looking out for? Bad, who's somebody who's going to rock the circuit over the next couple of years?
Well, we've got a few of them, like we've got a few young lads. I'd say, well, there's a few that have just gone pro, like Nathan Fletcher, who you'll know, he won the Grand Prix. Liam Malloy, who's just gone pro. He was in the final of one of the Grand Prix. Little Connor Wilson, he's just gone pro, and he's 1-0. Kelly's 7 and he's like 19. And he's a beast. He's massive, lad. I don't know. His head's about this big, so we don't know how big his body's going to end up. And then there was like Adam Cullen. He's another lad who's going to be on the who else? Little Fran. Know what I mean? One of me good little mates. Full weight for flyweight. Jeff doesn't flyweight, and we're trying to bulk him up, so we have to cut weight for flyweight, lad, because he's just too.
So good, strong, in-depth group of youngsters coming through, mate. Yeah, so the future's bright for Next Gen. Yeah, you've got a good new breed coming through the ranks.
Ones that stick at it get good, you know what I mean? And the amateurs about now, like the level of amateur now is a lot different from when I was an amateur at start.
I think that's a lot to do with the coaching as well. I think the youngsters today, and I've had this conversation with several people, they're so lucky to have the level of, when you and Fishgold and Molly were coming through to aim for the UFC, you never had nobody you could look up to and go, well, they've done it, so I'm going to follow that blueprint. We were the same, when Marshman, when Jack came through. The difference is now the youngsters coming through, they've got black belt coaching, they've got quality, high level Thai coaching, and then also they've got a blueprint to follow the guys who's already in the UFC. So I think that's why the level of the amateurs now is so high, I think.
Yeah, it's spot on there. Like obviously with the the level of fights are going up, the level of coaching goes up, and it keeps going up and up, doesn't it? And people think, I just don't understand people who still think that we're behind the Americans. We're not. We're ahead of them.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, I think you know what, and I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but your team's the same. I feel that we've got a coaching staff and a fight now where we can stand shoulder with anybody in the world, you know, and a whole out. And when we're at the UFC events, I don't feel out of place. I feel that's where we belong, and we're competing at a good level.
Same, Paul says the exact same. You know what I mean? Obviously you've been there yourself, I've been there myself, and I've seen some other people's warm-ups, and you're just like, what are you up to? What are you doing? That's not, why are you doing that?
Yeah, you see some strange sights here, and I think, well, how have you got to this level? It blows my mind. Quick question I want to ask you. Obviously, you had your fight in Manchester behind closed doors recently. Really good win, first round stoppage. You'd had a lot of problems, mate, with injuries, pullouts, your last opponent missing weight. You know, how did that feel to finally get back in there and do what you do best?
It's no feeling like it, to be honest. That's like even with no one there, I started going bananas when I won. Because like it been that long since then, and like anyone who's never fought will never understand what that feeling's like. But for us, we know that feeling's just, it's, you know what I mean? I haven't had a kid yet, but I can compare it to having a child. You know what I mean?
Agreed, mate. Agreed. It's you know, I say the adrenaline rush from winning a fight, it's a drug of everybody's choice once you've experienced it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Second to none.
That feeling follows you for days, doesn't it? And I rightly so, as you say, you can't really, when you're trying to explain to somebody that's not involved in the sport or has never had a fight in their life, it's difficult to get through to them just how much of a buzz it is after that event.
Yeah, it is. People, like you said, Rich, no one who's ever fought will ever understand it. It's crazy. Like, that's why people look at us like we're madmen. Oh, you're getting in a cage to fight. We do it for that feeling at the end, like, victorious. No one can dispute it. You know what I mean? You've won. All your hard work wasn't for nothing.
Yeah, definitely, mate. What's next for you, Pad? You know, I see a lot of people online saying you're going to be fighting Mason Jones for the title. Some saying you're going to get signed for the UFC. I mean, in your mind, what's next? Just another fight, a title fight? What's your aspirations? What are you looking for next?
I just, like you say, with all everything happening with pullouts and injuries, I just want to fight again. I don't like that feeling again. You know, I want to feel it again. I want to start a new win streak. You know what I mean? I'm only on one for now, so let's make it an actual win streak and we'll get going. I don't care where it is, Cage Warriors, UFC, as long as I fight again before the end of the year. I wanted to get 4 fighting a year now with all this, but hopefully I can still get another 2 in. So
yeah,
if the UFC come calling, I'm sick of people asking me why are you in the UFC. So if they come calling, I am gonna go. But
have you had an approach off them in the past?
I've always said I want to get the lightweight before I leave Cage Warriors, but at the same time I can't say.
Have you been
approached?
Yeah, have you been approached for the UFC in the past?
Yeah, that's what I mean. After I won the belt with Cage Warriors, UFC approached, but Cage Warriors gave me a new contract, and then again when the UFC come to Liverpool, they asked if I wanted to fight on that card.
I mean, it must be some sort of buzz for you being a local Liverpool lad when you walk out on them big events with Cage Warriors and there's 5,000-6,000 people in the crowd. How does that feel being a scout? Real proud of you.
There's nothing like it. Nothing like walking out in that arena to say, they're not all scousers, but say 5,000 scousers, you know what I mean? And then 8,000 of me fans, because when I walk out there, you know what I mean, it's pumping. Everyone's going bananas, everyone's going wild. It's like a fezzy when I walk out.
Yeah. Our Jack has been up cage side and watched when you fight in Liverpool, and he said that it's on a par with, you know, the Irish UFC events. He said the noise and the atmosphere when you come out is off the wall.
Yeah.
You catch me
It
then,
goes
Pat,
off,
I'm not
lads.
sure
The
that's
song helps, I'm not going to lie.
it.
The song really does help, but it's like, I don't know what it is. People say I've got an energy, you know what I mean? And that's just me. Oh.
Right, I'm gonna throw some quick fire questions at you that we've had on social media. All right, we've covered a couple of these off.
Did it lose
One,
again?
Julian Bosley has asked, is it enough now just to train and be a dedicated fighter, or is it just as important now to spend time growing your persona on social media? Because I think you've got the balance brilliant, you know. You're a really talented lad, but at the same time, you've got the gift of the gab and you've got a really good following on social media. Do you think that's key now to being a successful fighter?
Yeah, I do. I think it plays a big part now. If you're not vocal on social media, then no one knows who you are. You know what I mean? We've had lads from our gym in the past who have been unbelievable on the mat, but no one really knows them because they don't voice themselves on social media. I don't like try and be outlandish or anything like that. That's just me. Someone says something in front of me that does me head, and I just turn around and say it. So Twitter's the same.
Yeah.
Anyone says something to me, I'll say something back. Just like on Instagram as well. I can't help myself. Paul shouted at me plenty of times for it. Stop doing that, you're getting yourself into trouble. But I can't help it. So I think, yeah, you do need to have a social media, an active social media. I think Oban is doing the perfect thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oban's getting his name out there. Everyone knows who he is, and he's only 3-0, 2-0. You know what I mean?
He's 3-0. You know what we all know about. You've obviously seen some of his fights, Pat. What do you think of him as a fighter?
What you say, sorry,
What do you
Rich?
think about him as a fighter?
He's good, you know what I mean? I was speaking to Jai as well at the Manchester show, saying about him doing rounds, saying that's a good round and stuff. So like we've been saying before, we're gonna have to come down to you, or you come down to us one time and
Yeah, definitely.
get us. That'd be one hell of a sparring session. That.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And we've got a lot of guys at the similar sort of weight as well. I mean, he's 22 years of age, Oban, and he, like yourself, he's got that personality. It's not forced, and people are buying into it because I look around the circuit, Pad, and there's so many people trying to beat Conor McGregor, and it just doesn't work, you know. Then I look at the likes of yourself, you've got your own personality. You look at Oban, you've got your own personality, and I think that's carrying well for you both, particularly on the social media side of things. Getting you both in the spotlight a little bit for the right reasons.
You're not wrong there. Like the amount of people that have done try to copy the McGregor stuff, it's just embarrassing. Like, just be your own person. If people won't like it, if you're not your own person, I don't think. If you're trying to put an act on, you're gonna end up blowing yourself
read
up when
people
you
as
can't
well.
give you.
You can see through it, can't you? I can always tell if it's forced. Like, you know, I watch your interviews and I enjoy it. I watch Oban's. I watch Conor McGregor. You enjoy it. You know, you're all your own personality, and it just rolls off the tongue. Then I look at some people and I'm cringing, and I'm like, what on earth are you doing, boys? Come on, you're trying to be something you're not.
Prime example is Henry Cejudo. He makes my toes curl.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree.
Toes curl, though.
Okay, I got another question here. Well, right. If you weren't a fighter, what job do you think you would be in? That's an interesting one. What type of job do you think you'd get into if you couldn't have been a fighter?
Well, the one thing I've always said, if I weren't a fighter, I would have been a DJ, because I love music.
A DJ, yeah.
Although a few of my mates ended up being DJs, but then other than that, I don't know. Might have been behind bars. You never know.
James Morgan has asked, are Liverpool going to be allowed to win the Football League now, or are they going to be handed it?
No, we're going to win the league, lads. The league's getting finished. The amount of blue noses that have tried to have my head up the wall with that one over the last few weeks. Nah, the league's getting finished, lad. They'll lose too much money after they finish the league.
Yeah. You was at the Manchester show with Mason Jones won the world title. How would you think you match up with Mason? I think it'd be a really good fight, the two of you.
Yeah, I think it would be a good fight, you know what I mean? I don't want to say nothing bad about him because he's never said nothing bad about me. I've wished him good luck in the changing rooms and all that, and he's done the same to me. So, obviously, I think I'd beat him. It's just, if you don't think you beat someone in your division, then you're a shithouse. But I think I'd beat him. I think a lot of people underestimate my striking. I think I could stand with him. And then I think my grappling's better than his. So, but like we were saying before, we'll see if it happens. I doubt it will with us both being the same management.
Yeah, yeah. And again, you know, I think it's one of those fights. I don't think either you guys need to take. You're both on the brink of signing for the UFC, and I think it's probably one that could happen in, you know, on a Liverpool card on the UFC maybe down the line.
Yeah, that's it. I think for Cage Warriors, they're probably thinking we could get them both signed, so what's the point in putting them against each other? Probably thinking we could have
Yeah,
another 2 Cage Warriors fights to sign. So that's probably what they're going to do, to be honest.
yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. You used to fight at 65. You know, the featherweight. You're fighting now lightweight. You're home now. Yeah. Um, is it a case of you were just young enough to make that weight? Your body hadn't fully developed. You know, no chance you getting down to 65 now, Pad.
Well, I used to when I was an amateur, I fought at Bantam, didn't I? And my first
Yeah.
few pros were at Bantam when I was smaller. But when I fought Giannetti, that day I only cut like £5 to make lightweight. So I probably could have cut another £10 to make featherweight that day. Know what I mean? Wouldn't have been
Yeah.
nice, but I probably could have done it. But like the last one, I had to cut about 3.5 kilo, so I wouldn't have been able to make it to feather that time. But like I think with a proper big fight camp, because last time I went to Thailand and come home like 5 weeks before the fight. So with a full fight camp, I reckon in the future I could make feather in the UFC. I might try it with the lightweights being so big.
On your lightweight fights, what do you walk back in the following day? What do you go back up to? How much weight you put back on over that 24 hours?
Well, when I fought Decky, I think I was 78 or 70. Yeah, 78 I think it was when I fought Decky. But like when I fought Giannetti, well, when I was meant to fight Giannetti, like I cut that little. At the next morning I woke up. What was I? I woke up 163 and I'd weighed in at 154. Know what I mean?
So 145 is doable, you think? Yeah, with the right camp and the right diet.
It could be in the future, yeah, with the right diet, right camp, and being professional, like I have been recently. Like the last few times I made feather, I wasn't being professional when I fought a Rosa and when I fought Nad and stuff. Know what I mean? I was killing myself to make the weight.
Yeah. But you're working with Paul Reed at the moment with your nutrition and your strength and conditioning, yeah? Yeah, he's a good guy, Paul. So, and I think that's shown. Like I said, you develop. You look like an athletic freak now when you turn up on the day. So
I know. I look like
good.
a man now. I don't look like a child anymore.
Yeah, you started off, as you said, bantamweight, then featherweight, then lightweight. Our Jack was the other way around. He was lightweight, featherweight. Now he's down to bantam. So he done it the difficult way. He did, to be fair. Right. If couple of questions, personal ones on your on fight fight fan stuff. Who's your favourite fighter of all time and why?
Minotauro Nogueira, because he could take an absolute beat down and would catch it in the sub. Know what I mean? You could beat him up, and he wouldn't get finished, and then he'd end up catching you in something. Know what I mean? That's like what I like to think myself as. I'll just keep getting beat up and I won't quit, because no one finished him till he was old in the UFC, did he?
Agreed. I always use his fight against Bob Sapp as an introduction to new students. I say, have a look, and I send him a link and say, this is a perfect example of being competent in jiu-jitsu, of what a fighter can get from. Because Bob Sapp wasn't a Bob Sapp now. Bob Sapp was like a 300-pound murderer back in the day.
He was fucking huge.
Yeah.
Had about 100 pounds on him, didn't he?
Yeah, and that fight for me, it's my favourite MMA fight of all time, the Nogueira Bob Sapp fight, just to see how he's getting slammed on his head and ragdoll, and as you said, tough, pursued it, and ended up getting him with the armbar to finish off. And for anyone that's not got any idea of the sport, it's a brilliant video to watch to have an understanding of how competent jiu-jitsu can be. If you could fight anyone from the past, who would it be?
From the past?
From the past.
I don't know, off the top of my head, I think. Any weight or my weight? Yeah,
you can choose any weight, and we can magic him down to your division.
I don't know. I didn't hate him, but I used to like him. Takanori Gomi.
Yeah, Gomi.
Like, I don't hate him. Like I don't want to fight him because I hate him, but every fight he was in was a scrap. And like I still haven't had my one of them yet. Know what I mean? I haven't had one of my fucking like Bonner Griffin. I haven't had a crazy scrap like that on me resume, and I need one.
Gomi was so
like
dominant in
eventually two
Pride, I
first
was
rounds,
shocked
you know what
that
I
he
mean? And
didn't
he won.
dominate in UFC.
I know, like that happened to most of them though, didn't it? All the ones that dominated in Pride, especially at first, came to UFC and he couldn't deal with it, could he? Like even Shogun at first got finished a few times, didn't he? And then them on the belt.
You started testing has something to do with it as well, Pat.
Definitely. Was thinking that myself. I'd love to fight them reels, though. I always said it. I'd love to fight Brad reels just the once.
And in front of that Japanese crowd, I'm guessing that must have been something special. 60, 70,000 people for some of the events on Pride.
Ridiculous amount of people at them shows. Ridiculous.
Right. If Dana White made you matchmaker for the day and he gave you an unlimited budget, it could be past or present, what two fighters would you love to match up?
If you'd ask someone like Vent this question, he'd be like down in his head thinking of all sorts. It'd have to be... You're going to have to go heavyweights, really, aren't you? Because that's what everyone wants to see. It's going to have to be Fedor versus Randy Couture, both in the prime.
Oh, yeah. What a fight that would be. Yeah.
What a fight,
absolutely. Though. Yeah, when you look back, both of those were on the circuit where they could have fought, couldn't they? And I think the politics and the bullshit that followed the UFC and the Pride, it's just one of those ones that we'll never get to see, and it would have been an absolute barn burner, wouldn't it?
That's the thing. Definitely. Politics in sports, it's mad, isn't it? People not fighting each other because of stuff like that. Like fans, especially as fans, you want to see the best fight the best.
Definitely. Right. Well, Pat, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you ever so much, mate, for spending some time with us. Do you want to give your social media a shout out so people can look you up?
Yeah, if you just want, boys. I'm at Paddy the Baddy on Twitter and Insta. If you just want to go over and say hello.
Lovely job. All right, buddy. I'll stick that up on the final slide. Hopefully this madness won't last too long, pal. We can get back in the gyms and with a bit of luck, we can pay you a visit, or you guys can come down to us and we can get some serious training in, Paddy. Yeah,
open, really. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Like, we're gonna have to wait till the gyms are open for at least 2 months to get a fight on, aren't we? It's hard work, this.
Right. Thanks again, Pad. Thank you very much for your time, pal. And I'll see you when all this madness is over. Thanks for your time, buddy.
See you soon, fella. Ta-ra.